morning, we're out and about. Welcome to another edition of Where There's a Way. Today we're in Bishops Waltham. We're at an area called the Moors, which is a site of special scientific interest. We're not actually going to explore the Moors today, we're just going to cut round the north side of it. The plan is to make our way to the Hampshire Bowman pub for a drink and a spot to eat perhaps, and then make our way back to Bishops Waltham. Not a long walk, 5 miles perhaps. The Hampshire Bowman makes it an interesting halfway point, so slightly longer on the way there, a bit shorter than the way back. Let's go walking. Once you get into the moors, if you just take the path to the left as you go through the gate and just keep following that round, it's quite clearly marked. Can get a bit boggy in the winter time, but today nice and dry, so the path is clearly defined. You come to a copse after a couple hundred metres with a gate. Just go through that and enter the wooded area and carry on from there. Ooh, it's going all dark. Okay, it's the last week of August. Been quite rainy the past few days, but it's nice today. It's currently, it's about 11 o'clock. I know I keep saying get up early, get out and about, but because we're visiting the pub as the halfway point, we didn't really want to get there too early because of the amount of times been aiming for a pub and had to hang about waiting for it to open. Probably walk faster than we think. No, maybe not. Well, we've done this walk a couple of times this year, and this is remarkable because this is the first time we've been able to walk across here without jumping from stone to stones, and I mean it really was bad with the mud. But now today, great. Right, so when you get to this point, you'll find a signpost. At that point, we want to go left. We break back into the sunshine again, out of these trees. Let's go. Just after those signposts, you'll come to a bit of a gate junction. Ignore the one on the right. What we want to be doing is heading off into the meadow. You eventually come to another wildflower meadow, but this is actually the memorial meadow, and we'll see in a minute. There's some memorials to local people scattered around the meadow. Well, after a while the track will come to Hole Road. You want to turn right. It does get, it's quiet at the moment, but it's fairly busy. There is a pavement, and just near where the barn is ahead, we'll be turning off left and heading up West Hole Lane. After a few minutes walking up West Hole Lane, you'll come to the track junction. Even if you've got a map, it can be confusing of which way to go, but we're actually going to keep on travelling straight ahead, then slightly left. Let's pause for a moment. Just take in the view. Okay, you'll get to a junction just near the farm. There's a track going off right, but we want to carry on straight past the farm buildings. Okay, so we'll just come up the path that way. You come to an open field and a finger post which heads diagonally across the field. So that's the way we're going. This is usually the place we stop for coffee, so I think we'll do that. Make sure to pause everything, pause my watch, pause my phone. Let's have a coffee. Okay. There was always a path each side of the fence here, and it was never quite clear from the map which side the official path was. But they've cleared that up now by putting a gate here. So, let's go. Okay, when you come to the junction here at the end of that path, you'll see a path going straight forward, one right and one left. Funnily enough, the one that goes straight forward cuts right across someone's private garden. Felt a bit strange, but it is a footpath. We will be going left here, up to the road. Let's go. Okay, we're at the stile, going onto the road. we'll be turning left. So just after you come across the stile, to the left is a road junction. Left takes you down to Dundridge, and if you're a bit weary at this stage and you really want to get to the pub, you can just follow this all the way down. We'll be going down that way, but we'll be cutting off right after a minute or two to take the much more scenic route to the pub. So just as you come down the hill a bit, the footpath just on the right, off we go. Be aware that at certain times of the year this path can get really muddy in stretches. This is a notoriously bad one. It's manageable and can actually be quite fun. Try to get through it. But today it's fine. A few damp patches, but walk right through it, which is a rarity. Let's go. After you come through the trees down the hill, through that muddy part that wasn't muddy today, thankfully, you come to a stile on your left. There is a finger post just over there, but it's a bit dilapidated, so you may miss it. Just look out when you start going uphill and it's getting open. You want to turn left, and we'll be dropping down the hill to the pub. Hey! A terrific view awaits you when you go over that stile. No horses today. This field is usually full of horses. And in late spring, early summer, it's also just a carpet of yellow with buttercups. So after we cross that stile there into what we call the horse field, except there's no horses. Well, I can see a couple of little ponies ahead there. You just want to keep left and head down the hill. And there'll be a series of stiles until you get down to Dundridge. Hello, where's all your mates on? They left you behind? Aye? Just before you get to the road, you come across what looks like private property, and it is, but the footpath does go right down the middle of it. It's fine. the flies on you. Aye. Okay, when you get to the bottom of the road, or the lane rather, we come to the road. We just turn right and we're almost at the pub. Hey, I can see it. Here we are at the pub. That is a smidgen not worth talking about. Over 3 miles. So 3 miles, that's what it is. So that's from the car park in Bishops Waltham, the route we took, and now we're at the Hampshire Bowman. Cheers. We're in the Hampshire Bowman. Lovely pint of Old Rosie. Quiet. We don't usually come here during the week, so let's say earlier the schools are off. You thought grandparents bring the kids here, but we're the only ones here. Found a bit of shade. I usually like to sit in the sun, but it's a warm day, so I'm just going to enjoy my beer, cider. I do my homework sometimes, so we're in the beer garden of what's called the Hampshire Bowman pub. Not a lot's known about it. There was a pub here in 1700, or a coaching inn rather, because this was the main route between Chichester and London. The building that was the pub in 1896 was called the Durdridge Hotel, and that burnt down, was completely destroyed, and was rebuilt to the building that we know now in 1897. Changed its name to the Hampshire Bowman in the 70s, I believe, because a couple whose name escapes me, I'll put it up if I find it, were well known. In fact, one of them was an Olympic archer, and they ran the Hampshire Archery organisation. So I believe then that's when the pub changed to the Hampshire Bowman, and the field just to my right was used for archery, and was up till last year, I think, when they stopped it. Yeah, so you could sit here, have your beer, wander up to the end there and watch them practice their archery. Yeah, so I think its future's uncertain, because I read somewhere that the current landlord is calling it a day. Just get too much, which is a shame, but I hope whoever comes out, it still continues as a pub, because it's one of our favourite stopping points on a walk in this area. So, cheers. Alright, just left the Hampshire Bowman. The road on the left here is where we came down, but to get back we're going to take the road on our right. One thing I should point out about the Hampshire Bowman, if you're driving to get there, no matter which direction you come from, and there are 3 options to get there, it's always a road like this, i.e. one track road, very few passing places, which is why when we do come here, it's always on foot. Okay, after about 5 minutes walking down the road, we'll be turning left at this cottage here. Round she goes. So when you come into this junction, down there was the main track, which most of the year is actually unpassable. really deep mud, but it actually looks okay today. But people, aren't they wonderful? I've made this alternative track which just runs parallel with it but keeps you out of the mud. Shall I risk it or not? No. Back on the main track now. Now the path suddenly starts to climb and you look ahead and you go, oh, have to walk up that. You can carry on walking. It is a bit of a steep climb and you'll end up dropping down to where we end up if we go the easier route, which is this way, through Runny Down Copse. Hello. So after our meander through Running Down, we come to a gate which takes us up into more open meadows and more importantly, it's second coffee stop time. Hee hee! Let's go. If you come here in late spring, early summer, it's again just carpeted by wildflowers. And we're off again. Suitably refreshed. So we're just about to leave Dundridge, entering another copse which will meander its way down back to Bishops Waltham. Don't know how much longer we're going to have this path. It seems to be coming away. There's a sheer drop down there. When you come to this clearing, we want to go round this gate and turn left. Okay, at the end of the path now, and we're back in Bishops Waltham. Back to the noise and the traffic. Just be wary when you come out here. Okay, so we need to cross the road and head left. Okay, after a few minutes walking down the road, you come to Maypole Green. There's a small car park there. If you turn right, that will take you up to St Peter's Church, which we'll have a look at before we set off back. Okay, this is the alley that will take us back to the Jubilee Hall car park. It's just to the right of the Bishops Waltham United Free Church building. See if it's got a name for you. Oh, that's a nice little road up there. Little Shore Lane, there we go. Just a couple hundred metres up here on the right is where we started from. Okay, I wanted to do the wrap up in St Peter's Church. It's such a nice spot, but the lawns were getting mowed, so it was really noisy. So we're in the unromantic, unglamorous surroundings of the Jubilee Hall car park, back at the car. I hope you get a chance to do this walk because it's one of our favourites. Distance was 5.85 miles, so let's call it 6. I'll put details of the route in the descriptions below. Please subscribe to the channel. I say we do it for our own pleasure really, but if anybody get any benefit out of it, that'd be great. So till next time, weather's away, be seeing you. Okay, I do my homework sometimes.